Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sing. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification so you get notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I want to say a very big shout out to every one of you for all the support and love you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you so much. So today we'll be talking something really very important. I mean something really very important, and at the same time I want every one of you to also be very careful. If you need to install dashboard camera for your car, I think it's very important, because the way things are going right now, I mean, the people that are so rare and see are the ones that are protecting you, and I don't see how something like this is still happening. And this video is about a corpse who has set about 400 black people up. As I speak to you, some people are actually in prison, some are probably somewhere not in a good place, some are still under trial, some are behind bars, and the rest of it. I mean, so many black people. And you can imagine, doing something like, sometimes they cook up videos and said this was what happened and the rest of it. I mean, this thing is very sad to see, and at the same time I just want everybody to really please be very careful out there, because man, I don't trust anybody. And now I see reason why some black people, when they are being pulled over, they are very defensive, because a whole lot of things has been happening, and some people are being punished because of somebody's lies and all that. So you can imagine 400 persons. So which means it might be more than 400 persons. These are the ones that they were able to know. And media, when something happens, one is always 10 is always 3 or 4. So I feel this is more than, and I am really very sad with the whole, now we know why incarcerations and all that are so many in black communities. Now I understand. I have been talking about this, but man, this one is beyond me, because I don't know how a whole 400. Stay close to the screen. Let me roll this clip. We'll come back to talk about it, and let me know what you all think in the comment section. So straight up, let me roll the.
Did race played a role in who he pulled over?
There was evidence uncovered in the internal affairs investigation that he admitted having that bias when making stops.
A former Fairfax County police officer at the center of 400 disputed cases has been fired from his new job in Florida.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? That officer is accused of lying about a traffic stop that put a D.C. firefighter in jail for nearly 2 years.
The officer involved in Elon Wilson's arrest is accused of lying about why he pulled him over.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
I told Lauren, even before the trial, I said, this report sucks. I said, it's going to get picked apart in court. She's like, no, you're fine. Trust me, you have enough.
The officer is no longer with the department and, in fact, is now facing federal and local investigations. New video of the traffic stop, which is raising many questions.
For the first time, we're seeing what a former Fairfax County officer says was his reason for pulling over a former D.C. firefighter. The former officer, Jonathan Freitag, says the firefighter, Elon Wilson, crossed over the solid yellow line during this drive in April of 2018. If you didn't see the car cross over the line, well, neither did Fairfax County Internal Affairs, who interviewed Freitag about this traffic stop in 2020.
We don't see the vehicle cross the solid line.
Well, let's play the video, but we played this literally in a suppression here where you can see his tires touch the solid line.
So they touched the solid line?
Yeah, they literally touch it. He's crossing over the line.
Freitag pulls Wilson over, then claims he smells marijuana and that the windows are too tinted. Freitag told Internal Affairs he never actually tested the window tint to know if they were too dark. In fact, he was never even trained how to do it.
To question you about tint meters and their usage, you've never been trained. You have no knowledge of. Have you ever charged someone with a tint violation before?
Yeah.
Freetag says while on patrol, he would camp out in this church parking lot across the street from a music recording studio and stop anyone who behaved out of the ordinary. This can be considered a pretextual traffic stop, stopping someone for one reason in order to conduct an unrelated search or investigation.
This is a pretextual stop. Let's make it clear.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't admit to that in the report.
Yeah, I don't admit to that in any of my reports. I was told not to.
That report and many others are what prosecutors built their cases on. Freetag references one such former Fairfax prosecutor and says she knew he used pretext to make stops, even though he left them out of his report.
I told Lauren, even before the trial, I said, this report sucks. I said, it's going to get picked apart in court. She's like, no, you're fine. Trust me, you have enough.
That attorney told News 4 Today she never condoned pretextual stops. In 2020, Virginia's legislature passed a law banning police from using many pretexts, including window tint. While that happened after Freetag stopped, the practice raised questions and investigations into his work, like the stop of Elon Wilson, which sent the father to a young boy off to prison for nearly 2 years. His case was recently challenged, thrown out, and he was released from prison.
Neither the prosecutor nor I were aware that there was a dash cam video.
Defense attorney Marvin Miller says when that video finally did come to light, it showed the reason why a Fairfax County police officer said he pulled over former D.C. firefighter Elon Wilson in 2018 was not true.
It shows that the car does not go over the solid yellow line. So he said it did, and it shows that it didn't.
After pulling Wilson over, now former Fairfax County police officer Jonathan Freitag found 2 guns and hundreds of oxycodone pills. But Fairfax County's top prosecutor, who pushed for Wilson to be released, says it's not clear any of it actually belonged to the former D.C. firefighter. He believes Wilson may have only made a plea and let a judge find him guilty because he has a young family and was being threatened with at least a 10-year sentence otherwise.
There is real doubt as to whether he was guilty of anything at all.
In addition, Commonwealth's attorney Steve Discano says he wants to throw out convictions in 400 other Fairfax County cases where Freitag was the officer involved. He says not only in his opinion can the former Fairfax County police officer's word not be trusted.
So you can imagine how many people, like, you can imagine going to jail for nothing you know, like, some you know nothing about. And if this one was not, like, you know, questioned, or because he was a firefighter and they tried pushing the case to know what really happened for 2 years. I think he has been in the prison for 2 years. So if they did not push forward and all that, all this would not have been, like, you know, wouldn't have come to light. And to tell you, like, there are so many other Black people out there who are, like, probably in prison and behind bars that did not do what they said. Because this is more like fake evidence. Setting them up, or like even the tinted glass, he said that, like, you know, he was talking about he's not even qualified to test the tinted glass. And sometimes I sit down and I ask myself, like, you know, how can somebody be this wicked? Because if it is not wickedness, somebody cannot wake up to do something like this. How do you hate a particular set of people? Because everybody he has been pulling over, basically black people. He doesn't pull other people aside from Black people. That made it like up to 400 persons. Holy moly. Some people are really mean and wicked at the same time. And like I keep saying, and I won't stop saying it, please be careful out there, because, and ask questions if there is need for you to ask. Make sure your cameras are on. Now I see why most Black people, once anything happens, they turn on their camera, because how do you spend the rest of your life in prison for nothing, for something you know nothing about? That is really crazy and very mean, if you ask me. So this is where I'm going to draw the curtain. Thank you all so much for all the support, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.